what you doing? Because I know you ain't doing nothing if you are not following us, the Plug in Orlando. I'm talking about click, subscribe, like, comment, give us your feedback, subscribe to our YouTube page, okay?
Welcome to the Plug in Orlando. I am Sir Trends.
I am Miss Bouts.
I am Dr. Sass.
And I am the creative.
And you are watching the Plug in Orlando, and we are so excited that you're tuning in to this YouTube channel, Facebook family. Come on, drop it in the comments. Let them know where you're from, because we are excited about today's show.
Yes.
I mean, you know, you guys been letting us know that you're loving our show.
Yes.
And if you're loving our show, we want you to start the watch party if you're on Facebook. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you are on YouTube, because we want you to plug in, right, y'all?
Right.
Yes.
But y'all know how we start the show. We start the show with a little motivation.
Okay.
And you know, I found this quote. This quote was so dope when I was reading it. I was like, man, I need something to start my Monday off right.
Okay,
Right.
what it say?
And this quote says, never allow waiting to become a habit. Live your dreams, take a risk. Life is happening now.
Yes.
Wow, that means live in the now.
Live in the now.
I like it.
Yes. That's
Take
very
a
profound.
risk.
Very profound.
How many people are afraid to take a risk nowadays?
Everybody.
Everybody.
Because they need a mentor for everything. They need a coach for everything. They need instruction. They need a how-to guide. They need this. They need that. They got to ask Google. They got to ask.
After a while, you
Jesus.
got to make the jump. Like,
Right.
'cause
Yeah.
Just do it. Like Nike said. I mean, but no, we're
Yeah.
trying to get on shout out. But just do it. I mean, get it over with. It's your life. God gave. If you have a post, there is a plan. Just do it. Make it
on.
happen.
Right.
If you have a post, make a what?
No,
No.
if you have a post, there is a plan.
Oh, I
There's a
thought you was
plan.
talking about somebody putting the Facebook post out there.
You,
Because you know everybody taking a risk
Well,
on Facebook.
well, that
Telling them
too.
this is what I'm about to do.
Pulse. P-U-L-S-E.
Oh, okay, a post. Okay.
You know, I'm gonna look at you like you
Okay,
know, but
yeah.
you ain't here because I was
It's all
right
right
next
because
to
we
you.
country. It's all right.
Right.
I get it. But
It's
I mean-
okay. Let's see y'all see what's going on over here. It's okay. We
cannot.
gonna bring it on back.
Right,
That's
bring it
fine.
back.
We gonna bring it on back.
So say the quote one more time.
So,
one more time.
okay, it says, never allow waiting to become a habit. Live your dream. Take a risk. Life is happening now.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It is.
You know, you have a lot of people who are goal getter, and you got some who are go getters.
Right.
What do you feel like is the difference, Dr. Sass?
Yes, I think when you think of goal,
G-O-A.
G-O.
Oh, G-O or G-O-A-L?
G-O.
Let me Google it.
L.
L.
Getter. Goal getter.
Goal. Wait a
get
minute.
country.
So you making me think that I don't know how to spell. Okay.
And you the doctor over here.
And then he asked Dr. Sass. I reckon.
I reckon.
I reckon.
You need your help.
Okay.
Hold on. Nah, run it back.
So goal. G-O-A-L.
Yeah, you
Getter.
talking about G-A. Anywho, G-O-A-L.
That was
Georgia.
light shade, but no tree planted.
No tree.
Okay, y'all see me in my head laughing at myself. Okay, so run it back. Okay, so for a goal getter,
Yeah.
G-O-A-L.
Yeah.
That means your intentions are different, I feel, because you're planning ahead. You're setting goals for yourself in order to see or foresee where you want to be.
Right.
Then a go-getter, it can go different ways because you're just going. You may not have no direction. And so you're just going to get to see the end result. But a go-getter knows what they set for themselves. So
Right.
they may have a plan, steps in place, and they may even have, somebody that they believe in or God. They believe in God.
Right.
So they're going with the flow of things. But based on their goal. Then you have
That's
a
good.
go-getter that's just all over the place.
I think
That's how I take it.
I love that.
I think even when you're talking about like a goal getter, G-O-A-L, that when you're taking a risk, you also gotta have a plan.
Yes.
I mean, I get it. You're stepping out on water and you're trusting God through the process, or you're stepping out on water and you see it, but you just don't know how to get there. I think when you're setting a goal, it's important that you have plan. I mean, creative. We always talk about that, you know,
Right.
because this generation, our generation, we always want to copy somebody, or we
Yes.
have like
Right.
I call it envy.
Right.
Like we're wishing to have what somebody else have without knowing the amount of work it takes to get there.
Yes.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
And I mean, again, with my mind, sometimes I can be everywhere, but I've even with me doing a lot of endeavors or a lot of just different things, like you get to a point to where you don't want to be everywhere. You want to be intentional. So if I'm going to
That's the key.
set my mind to start this business or to start this studio or to write this song,
Right.
okay, let me set it up to where I can be intentional.
Yes.
Because if it's everywhere, you can't give everywhere to a person to run with it. No, you got to give somebody something that's, oh, I understand, and then they run with it. And it
Right.
takes time. Like, don't get me wrong, I could be a go-getter, G-O, a lot. But
like
G-O-A-L, it definitely takes time to sit and
Yes.
I mean, whether you like it or not, like the quote says, life is happening now.
Yep.
So
That's what I was
you
about to
gotta
say.
keep. I know for me, like as an entrepreneur, you know, you gotta keep moving, because if you stay put for a very long time,
Right.
you'll find yourself drowning in your own thoughts, and you become overwhelmed to the point that taking a risk becomes a burden.
Yeah.
You know, you don't know how to maneuver around all those issues and obstacles that you could be dealing with. So if you're going to take a risk, you definitely want to be on the side of goal getting or goal setter versus a go getter, because I think a go getter just
Yes.
they don't plan.
And
I'm
I
a
want to
go-getter.
I want to say one thing too, because don't get it twisted. You can be a goal getter and a goal getter simultaneously, but you also don't want to forget, like, you're setting so many goals where you miss what's
That's
going
good.
on now.
That's good.
Yeah.
You know,
That's good.
don't forget that. You can set goals, because that was me. I'm a very analytical, detail-oriented person, and I had to stop and like, Ebony, you're thinking so much about the future. Jump back to your now, so that way you can focus on
Your
that.
now.
Your now, because that's what's going to determine your future. But if you're so stuck there, then you'll forget about what's going on now.
Right.
And
So
I
don't
like what's
forget it.
going on now, because we have this business right here in Orlando, Florida, that is just amazing. You know, I don't know, a lot of people know about the Second Amendment rights and stuff like that. And,
Yeah.
you know, I love this business, and I'm going to let Boss take it over.
Yes, so we have EJR. It's a gun club, which is super dope because they give you education on gun safety. Because it's a lot of people here around here toting and slanging, but really don't know the education.
Wait. What's toting?
You know what toting means?
Carrying.
Carrying.
Okay.
Okay, so we have a lot of people that's carrying and possessing firearms,
there we go.
and they don't have the education. I think it's important that you have education on how it is to have possession of a concealed weapon, and it's also very personable. They give you gun training, they give you the shooting experience, and they also give you multiple firearms to just be mindful of the variants of different guns. So I love it. I love it. Big shout out to EJR Gun Club.
Yes.
And make sure you guys follow them on social media. You can definitely get them here at EJR Gun Club.
Yep.
They are very, very, I love their price. I love their quality of teaching. I mean, you know, I went to go shoot some guns, and I felt like Mission Impossible.
So
You can
what
buy
what
guns?
you went? Hold on. What you went and shot? What you did?
Some what?
Some
I shot
guns. What
some
you did?
guns.
Oh,
Which
some
gun
guns.
did you shoot?
I shot a 9mm.
Oh, wow.
You the big boy. Is that the big boy? What you think?
You just being petty.
You ain't shoot a Glock. You
got
shot a
all my
9.
Oh my God.
But you can definitely, if you're looking to get your gun, your concealed weapon license, you definitely want to give Robert Monroe a call, 321-848-7840. Emmanuel Joseph, 407-701-2030. Elisha McTall, 904-303-4826. Or Jim 4K, 321-945-6732. These are the gentlemen that owns the company, EJR Gun Club, and they definitely want to help you get your concealed weapon license. You know, as we talk about guns, so much been happening with 2020.
Right.
Dr. Sass, can you just give us the rundown of what in the world been happening?
Yes. So of course everything's been happening, but the recent things that we've come across is, of course, the Breonna Taylor story.
Right.
It's a very heartfelt story, very unfortunate in a sense, depending on how you look at it. And I'm talking about from a civil and political standpoint. But I can definitely say when the verdict came out about the police officers not getting indicted, that when I woke up that next morning, I didn't know how to feel. I was enraged. I felt hurt. I was just all over the place, honestly. I didn't really know what to think. I went on a bike ride, and I'm just like, I can only imagine what her family feels like right now, what her loved ones feel like right now. And to be a black woman, and I'm about to get teary-eyed now because I can't even speak right now. But I want to ask Will, because I know you mentioned something earlier about something your mom mentioned, and I definitely want the people to know what's going on behind the scenes, or if they don't know from a civil or political standpoint. She had some good info.
So again, my mom is like, I call her MNN, like Mother's News Network. Like she know everything. Shout out to Veronica.
What's up, Veronica?
Hey.
But she was she made me aware because again, all we hear is that Breonna Taylor was dating a man who had a crazy past or a crazy lifestyle as far as with drugs and this, that, and the third, and he was the reason why they showed up at her apartment. But come to find out, my mom said she's not even with that man anymore. That man is in jail, and the man that she was with was just her new boyfriend, and the police got a warrant to do like that midnight raid from a judge off of information of they thought the man that they were looking for still lived there. So right there is just letting you know, okay, the person you looking for is not even theirs. But if you gonna show up to somebody's house at 1 a.m. and bang down their door, and Kentucky is a state to where you can carry, so the man that she was with was licensed to carry a gun. Somebody's breaking in the door, so he shoots. And from that standpoint is when everything got crazy, and they shot back. And it just happened that Breonna Taylor was caught on the end of those bullets. But it just lets you know, like, what do you expect somebody to do if someone's breaking into your house at that time of night?
Right.
I mean, I don't have a gun. I think I'm probably going to get a gun after just seeing all this stuff. But it's like, he was licensed to carry, so he didn't do anything wrong. And then to hear that the verdict is, or a political verdict of the cops are not guilty
because of
a technicality or
the gunshots that were missing or something. Like, you killed an innocent human being out of something that first of all, you didn't even really know exactly why you were even going there.
Right.
And then you had all this misinformation. And I think that's why they need to go back to the drawing board because, okay, we talk about justice and the political aspect of it, but you're giving a demand and you have the wrong person. Y'all didn't even do y'all due diligence.
Right.
Y'all didn't research. Y'all didn't even see, like, okay, who are we actually going to get? It's a black man that we know do crazy stuff, but y'all at the wrong house.
Right, and people fail to realize that state by state laws vary, and it's so important that a lot of people think that it's so important to vote for the president. Presidency is just an office.
Yes.
The ones particularly in your city, your town, your district, those are the most important elects. Your local people, your local politician mans. So, I mean, this is in Kentucky. I can imagine what the laws look like in that state. So it's very unfortunate, but there is another trial, right? That's a separate one.
So the civil one is where the $12 million was given to the family. Like they settled with that.
Yeah.
But the criminal case, that's where the police
so ready to see that
were acquitted. They were
yeah.
acquitted already. The grand jury already made their decision, and
I
now
need my mama to keep me up on the news too.
There's more, and now they say there's more. They're just releasing the body cam footage from that night. But it's
and
like
I think they should have released that footage. Because that's important to be when it comes to any case.
We're just seeing George Floyd footage.
But here's the catch-22, because they're saying that the police officer that supposedly shot her didn't have on the camera.
Wow.
That's what's in the news. I don't know if it's fake news or what, but that's the latest, that his camera wasn't on.
Really?
So the
It's always
footage
a technical difficulty, huh?
So we don't know until we know.
Yeah.
But that's what's on the word on
Let's
the
see
street.
if the stocks goes up for that manufacturer that makes the police body cams.
Right.
And if you don't know, y'all need to go to EJR.
But it is very important during these times that we as the young generation need to be more involved into just the local politics.
Yes.
Because if we want to change our community, protesting is not really going to do much. It may push or bring an awareness to something, but to really awaken those seats, we need
vote.
to put people. Because my thing is, if you've been sitting in this seat for 30 years, there's 30 years of the same thing that's been going down the same line
Yes.
Right.
to do the same thing to the same
Right.
community. We need to change people that's going to be sitting in that chair for this time and understand the transitions and the phases that we've been going through in the eras to
Yeah.
really make good judgment. We need to bring citizen appeal boards.
Yeah.
Where the community is involved in some of these cases.
Absolutely.
I mean, a grand jury, that's cool.
But
But
they're
we
not.
need someone who's going to sit in those offices and review those cases from line to line and see what's really going on. Because
Right.
that's crazy. The other thing that's crazy is the virtual school with this whole pandemic. I mean,
It's
Parents ready to send their
crazy.
kids
Yes.
back
Y'all
to
ain't
the
got
school.
kids. I can speak. I can have a personal
Talk to
interview
us,
about
Bob.
that.
Yes, I was about
Okay.
to ask because Sade, you are listen. The Balls is a mother of a loving son,
Yes, thank you.
and of course,
what's up, Zay?
yes, shout out to
Zay, we got
Zay.
your mama here.
Yes, and she rooting for you. She rooting for you. Okay, but she tired of virtual learning. Okay,
Right, that
But
part.
look, as an instructor of K through 12,
Yeah.
I'm now virtually teaching, but also I was in house, in the school. So I'm looking at the dynamics of like some of these students, they can't really pay attention long enough virtually to even focus on the subject matter. And then when we're in house, it's able to be engaging, you keep them on
Right.
track, keep them focused. But what's your experience with your son virtual learning?
Okay, so we're at week 8, week 9. My son, by the way, he's a 5th grader. They're the smartest primary school children ever. Like, that's why they have a show, Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader?
Right.
Oh, I forgot about that.
The homework alone is like, you're literally like, I don't think we did that when I was going to school. But y'all know I have to get that sentiments. But it's a challenge for me. And I thank God because of my prayer life. I prayed. I really had to say, how are we going to do this? I want my son to be safe, but I also want his academic progression to still be where it is. With the child on an IEP, which is an individual educational plan through Orange County Public Schools, things are recorded. They've been watching him since kindergarten. He has a learning deficiencies because of his language fluency. My son has a stuttering disorder. And again, no one has proven why they stutter. It has nothing to do with your IQ or anything. There's no rhyme or reason why you stutter, but statistically it is mostly in boys. And after the age of 9, if they still stutter, they're probably going to stutter for the rest of their lives. So my son is now 10 years old. He has a language deficiency, and when he speaks, sometimes he doesn't want to have people wait for him, or he's been challenged with people being impatient. So I said all that to say, with online, it's not face-to-face, it's virtual. He wants to engage. He wants to unmute. He wants to talk. But it's been a challenge with him trying to give the teacher feedback and build a rapport. And then also you're teaching 5th graders to now annotate a PDF because everything is at a soft logistics opposed
Wait,
to
hold
hard.
on. To annotate a what?
Right, annotate a PDF. Like, that's what I do in my career.
I didn't hear no PDFs until I got into, I think, 9th grade.
Exactly. So, because everything is soft. So, it's like you have to put text box. You have to make sure. Yeah. So, that to me is the learning curve opposed to now learning 5th grade subject matters. It's one thing for my son to challenge on, okay, new math, new English, new science. But I got to first figure out, why is this person right here? What's this right here? What do I click on? So that has been the learning curve, I would say, for the first 4 weeks. Yeah. Now, through time, he's gotten better. But do I want to immediately just say, go back to the brick and mortars face-to-face because I'm tired with bleach? Okay?
With bleach.
But I thank God because I'm a super mom. I don't call myself a single mom all the time because even in my singleness, I've been super and I've been given double. So I'm blessed to have the flexibility and the advantage as a pharmaceutical professional, as a realtor, as a business owner, to make sure that my son has everything before him. And even in the event where I have to step away from my clients, I'm able to multitask. And I thank you for that question because it has been a challenge, but parents, guardians, whomever you are, even instructors, teachers, just stay patient because this is a learning curve, but we will get better. And this new norm is just for us to now be prepared. It's not going to change. We're just going to get better from this.
And that's what it is, the new norm.
Yeah.
So you have to adapt to it. And that's why I was speaking with someone that it's pros and cons to the adjustment that we're in now. It's not just the adults that have to adjust to the pandemic and protect the kids, but the kids have to adjust too. Right. So when I'm instructing with these kids and I'm mentoring them, I'm letting them know, like, okay, get used to this aspect because it's not going anywhere. It may decrease a little bit as you start going back to school physically, but at the same time, we don't know the future. So work with your now, work with me while I work with you because I need help too.
And here's the plus: you acquired a new skill set too.
Exactly. So it's pros and cons.
We got to clap it up for Sade, the boss. Because you know, I mean, to be. And I'm not gonna say to be a super mom, not a single woman. To be a super mom, that you know, me growing up in a home where my mother had to take care of 6 kids by herself.
Jesus,
it was a lot of work.
You alone,
and
Okay, let's get back serious.
You alone.
You ain't got.
I'm done.
But no, we definitely want to congratulate you because
thank you.
You know, I think parents need to hear you speak
about
about how you feel, and it's okay to be frustrated.
Right.
It's okay to feel the way you feel because this is part of the process of knowing that you are dealing with challenges, but that doesn't mean that you have to fight this thing alone. Because there's other mothers like the boss at the end of the day who understands what you're dealing with. So whatever you're dealing with this time with this virtual learning, remember, just have patience. It's going to get better, but you have to trust that you are a great teacher for your child.
Absolutely. Thank y'all.
But man, on to the other news. I've been seeing this on an internet. Creative been dropping this in the messenger, this whole Bow Wow piece, and then Cardi B and Offset relationship.
My God.
Boss, take us in there, please.
Okay,
please take us to the... Woo.
First of all, second of all, and third of all. Because now it's not Bow Wow, it's Shad Moss. But the way you said it, it makes me think of a Bow Wow.
A dog.
He said in his no, listen, y'all. He put on social media. This is what he said. End quote and end quote. I don't want a relationship. They hold you back. What? I want a best friend I can sleep with, make love to, hustle with, get money with, travel with, shop with, club with, and live a life with. I want a partner in crime. Oh, am I rhyming? A life partner, someone that I can laugh with and build with, a woman that is not afraid to lose because I know it's always gonna be with. Okay, anyway. So anyway, and then the last sentence said, relationships are played out, but a partnership, I'll take it. So basically, you want a salad with no cucumber, no potato, no tomatoes, no dressing.
This is crazy.
Like what? How do you want a woman, a relationship, but you don't want?
I got it.
I already know what you. Go ahead.
I got it. You see, the problem is,
what is it? Please.
This is what he want. He don't know what he needs.
Come on.
Did I hear the again?
But it's like he's saying that's what he want. But he's saying that's not what he
There's
want.
no commitment. It's not like a Metro PCS.
But you know what, though? When you have a need, you understand the
no
commitment.
contracts. No contracts.
At all.
He don't know what he wants.
How old is Bow Wow? Because Bow Wow ain't
He's like 30.
Wait a minute.
33?
He in his 30s now?
Yes.
He still Bow Wow to me, so I really I lost the timeline
he's
as far as
acting
his
like
age.
Bow Wow.
Yeah.
But a statement like that, you're obviously a man that is afraid of commitment. You have to understand that women was placed on this earth, and I know we're going to dig more deep into womanhood eventually in one of our sessions, but he doesn't realize how much we were created to be that helpmate. We were created to be the receivers and to support you. So why would you give us that long-handed type of non-committed relationship? Whack.
But you can still see this, though, because even with Cardi B and Offset, I mean, you see the trend that's happening in this generation with relationship. Everybody wants something, but they don't want the commitment with it.
Yep.
You know,
Right.
you want a business, but you don't want to work. You don't want to put in the 12 to 15 hours it's going to take. Same thing as relationship. Cardi B has all the money in the world. Offset has all the money in the world. Still
Right.
can't keep their marriage together.
Right.
Right.
And one thing, Cardi, and that's the crazy thing about social media, because once you give us something to look at, it's like, oh my God, that's what it is. But then when you start to see the life behind it, it don't line up. And I'm not talking from a spiritual standpoint, but one thing Cardi B said in a news article that I saw, she
You
said,
about to quote Cardi B?
well, yeah, because
Oh.
she's quotable.
Okay.
Oh.
No, but she said she didn't want to wait until he cheated again
Oh, wow.
to state, like, she said she decided to make the choice to divorce him because obviously he wasn't being faithful. So I can't be mad at her for wanting
Absolutely.
to break away from that. But as people who are looking at her, so we just got WAP, and she was saying that's what's going to keep a man, or that's how she got a man. But now when you see her life, it's like
Please.
she has to think about her daughter.
Right.
Or her child. I don't know if it was a boy or a girl.
No, it's a, I
her
believe it's a
daughter.
girl, yeah.
So again, I can't be mad about that, but it's like, man, like what you give to the world, we hope that it's all the way through, as opposed to it being now it's just another nightmare that didn't, or fantasy that didn't live up to what quote unquote they presented it
But
as.
Creative, I heard we got a relationship guru.
I think we got somebody that can
Who
speak
we
to
got,
it.
Creative?
So today we have a dear friend of mine named Alicia Christine. That's what she go by. I want to make sure I get it right. And she has some amazing just insight just when it comes to relationships and just womanhood. Obviously, I'm a man, so I can't speak to womanhood all the way, but I just definitely wanted to introduce her. How you doing, Alicia?
What's up? Hey, girl, hey.
So tell us a little bit about just what you do, and just give us a take on what you think about the whole Cardi B and Offset, or even the Bow Wow situation.
For sure. So again, hey everybody, I am a divine womanhood coach, and I help women heal from past painful experiences, embrace their femininity, and understand God's true calling for their lives. So I'm all about the holistic part of a woman, right? Us really coming into wellness and living a wealthy life. So that involves our emotional, spiritual, and our financial lives. So that's what I'm about. Yep. Yeah. So in terms of the Bow Wow situation, I think it's absolutely nuts. I'm a woman of faith, so I have a certain standard when it comes to people who I date and who I am giving my space to, my intimate space, welcoming them into my life and taking my time with them. And so there's a certain mindset of a man or even women that I'm not going to allow into my space. So it looks like he's looking for somebody that doesn't have a certain standard of lifestyle. Like you guys said, he's looking for getting all the perks without the commitment, right? Getting everything that a woman has to bring to a relationship. All of the love, all of the support, the help. He wants all of that. And I don't really hear what he's bringing to the relationship, honestly. He just said everything that he wants a woman to give, and him being a taker, but I don't hear what he's going to pour out to this woman as well. So
For me, it will be a what?
a no. It's a no for me. That kind of relationship does not cultivate in a safe environment where I can flourish as a woman. And so it sounds like a kind of relationship where it's draining, it's taking from you. And relationships should be places that will help cultivate our gifts, our talents, our love, so that we can really glow, right? And so I don't need to be around a man who just wants to pull on me for everything and not give back to me. It needs to be some level of reciprocity in our relationships.
Absolutely.
Right. And again, I can speak on, because one thing as being a single man, like especially with having the opportunity to date, sometimes you get to a point, it's like you want a woman to challenge you, and not from the standpoint like tell you, okay, go wash the car or go do this, but you want to meet a woman, especially a man who's looking to be committed. You want to connect with a woman that's going to put you in a place to like, nah, you're not just going to come at me just any old way. And if you want that,
Right.
meaning like if you really want to pursue a woman like that,
Yeah.
like it'll make you mature. It'll make you want to, and it's almost like you guys are working hand in hand, as opposed to it's just somebody that you just want her to give you all this stuff, but you're not even maturing.
Right.
I always break it down like this. If you're a woman, you accept a man without a blueprint, then you don't have nothing to build a house on.
Come on.
Come on.
Foundation.
You need a
Rewind.
man that's going to give you the blueprint to build something on, because at the end of the day, the woman has the ability to build the house into a home.
Right.
Now, what makes the home is the atmosphere, the type of woman you choose to
on.
speak life to in your home. You know, I was thinking about it even from me being married. Like, you know, I always thank God that I know that, Lord, like when I have children, that if something was to happen to me, my wife, my words would still match the heart of my wife, that she would still be able to raise my children as if I was existing.
Come
That's
on.
good.
And that's powerful. A man needs a woman that at the end of the day can really establish a house to a home, because that's what they're great at. That's what they're good at. Now, do they have the capability to do more? Of course, because God built women out of a man. So they have the ability of a strength that sometimes we can't even carry, you know?
Yeah.
So if you're going to date somebody, if you're going to be with somebody, they have to present some type of blueprint that's going to allow you to at least work your gift.
That's
Yes.
so good.
And I want to say something to Alicia Christina. She posted something recently that you shared with us, and I just love it. I just want to read it real quick, and I'm going to read it real fast. But she said, divine women choose substance over status. And this is something she put in the caption. She said, she prays to carry love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, gentleness, and self-control. She couture on the inside. The divine woman lives a spirit-led life. Her decisions are made after consulting with God. Her choices gain her a reputation of excellence, and she's more concerned with her spiritual interior than impressing strangers. And I think as we, in the moment that we're in the social media world, we have to take back and realize, like, who are we? Who were we made for? Who were we made to? What is our purpose as a woman? And you got to take away that social media and what everybody think, and think about what God thinks, or what you want to portray as a woman, like the realness of
I
you.
love that.
Because the reality is, a woman is already born as a wife. They have the skills, they have the gift, they have the intuition, they have the ability, they got the mind. God has created them to be a wife already. Yeah. It's just the fact of the man has to come and present himself as a gift. And then when she sees that and she begins to unwrap it, as she's unwrapping you, she's unwrapping herself. And then you realize God has created something beautiful for us to make together to really represent, reflect, and to expose to the world. That's how I look at it.
Right. He created us to be relational and vocational.
Yes.
And I think women in general, there is a man and a woman. Yeah. Because, and to think about it, obviously a car was built because of an issue, transportation, right?
Come on.
Okay.
Things were built for a reason. And I think when God created Adam, he saw a problem. And you know how he fixed it? He created a woman.
Yes, sir.
So, and I was reading a book, and I also read your ebook and looking at the different things about relaxation and reading and embracing the season that you're in.
Come on, girl, that's you right there. That's you.
And it really took heed to me, because it made me think about, like, he created us to carry out his relationship and the love for him, but then also do the life work that we were created for. And I think that even with men being created, they can be the leader, but we're also the solutionaries.
Right.
Yes.
You know, we're
Is
going to
that
be
a word?
Come on.
Solutionary. Is that Googleable?
And I'm telling you, like what Dr. Sass said when she was talking about Alicia's post, saying about the fruits of the spirit, because that's immediately what I took from it: love, patience, kindness, and those things. It's think about a man. Sometimes they won't climb the highest tree. Sometimes we have to set our standards as women. They'll always pick the rotten fruit that's at the bottom because it's easy and it's accessible.
Analogy.
But you really have to think about the ones that set high standards, that live for God, and then also, okay, the only guy, he's going to be brave enough and have enough courage to want to climb that tree and to pick the right fruit. Because it's one thing to bear the fruit, but if your root is messed up, if you don't have the right foundation, the right relationship, it's done.
It's dead.
Did somebody pass the tithe off?
That's
from,
it.
I got
I wait.
I can see
You
my
know what?
And
I'll
look,
wait to
faith
get it.
without work is dead.
Come on.
Come
So,
on.
Guru, I'm calling you the guru. What healthy tips could you give? What are 3 healthy tips you can give for those who are plugging in, whether they're single or they're engaged? What healthy tips could you give them to better themselves
Take some
and
notes.
for a relationship?
healthy tip I can give. The first thing I would say is make sure you are doing your inner work. You need to understand what triggers that you have. You need to understand how to reconcile your past with who you want to be right now and who you want to be for your future. So that could look like going to therapy. That could look like going to Christian counseling. That can look like getting more into your word, actually fasting without your pastor or somebody else having to put you on a fast. You got to do your inner work. And I think that that's so key. A lot of people don't realize the work that they have to do. They just see it when they get into a relationship and they're like, oh, my insides ain't really all that I thought, because you have somebody that's a mirror in front of you and you can actually see some of the yuckiness that's inside. So I would say you really have to do your inside work. Another thing I would say is appreciate the season that you're in. A lot of times we are rushing to get to a destination, but God is like, there's things that I want to do and cultivate in your heart right now in this season. But if you are so focused on the future, and y'all talked about this, appreciating the now, you're not going to be able to learn all of the lessons that you're supposed to be gaining right now, but because your mind is so focused on, well, I'm going to be this when I get married, or I'm going to be this when I have this amount of money. Why don't you start practicing being that person right now?
Come on, practice.
Practice what
Practice.
you preach.
The next thing I would say is get your life rhythm and routine right. Because when you're an entrepreneur and when you're in a relationship, you're trying to cultivate things at home. You're trying to make sure you get the bag. You have to really know what your life capacity is. But if you don't have a routine, your life is going to be crazy. Okay. So when you get up in the morning, what are you doing? Are you focused on God? Are you meditating? Do you have a system to your life plan? Because in order for us to really gain wealth, to become wealthy people, we got to have a system, right? And that goes for our life, not just getting money, not just relationships. You got to have a life system. And so it's really important to make sure that that routine is down. I'm not saying we're going to be perfect, but you have to have some kind of spiritual and self-discipline for you to take your life to the next level.
We praying for whatever Boaz. We praying you don't meet his cousin broke ass. You hear me? My God. So yes, that is the nuggets.
Right.
That is amazing.
All I need is some sauce.
So we know you have a awesome ebook that's really geared towards divine womanhood. So tell us a little bit about that, but also let us know how, or let our audience know like how they can really
get in touch with you.
Get in touch with you and see what else you got going on.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Everybody can actually find me at It's Alicia Christine on Instagram and Facebook, but I'm actually opening the doors to my brand new coaching program called Divine Womanhood, where I'm going to help women deal with some of their past issues, break shame, and really come into an understanding of why God allows certain things in their lives and how they can use that to understand who they're supposed to be and really grasp their new purpose in life. So just really building women, their femininity. I'm teaching them social graces and just how to really, how to glow from the inside out. That's what divine womanhood is about, and really tapping into the spiritual disciplines, which is the foundation of what I am teaching. And so I'm excited to be opening up my program to the ladies to really build women. That's my mission. That's my passion, to really get us to a place where we can, move beyond stagnancy and really thrive in our lives, because I want to see Black women win. I want to see us healthy. I want to see us have successful relationships, but it really starts with us and loving ourselves and getting that confidence and that spiritual fortification from God. So that's the information, and I hope that I can bless somebody through my ministry and through my program as I build women. Hey, and one more thing before you go. I want to share with you my brand new ebook, 7 Things Feminine Women of Faith Must Do. So if you're interested in learning how to cultivate an elegant life routine and really have practical steps on setting your morning in order, learning how to relax into your feminine essence, and cultivating spiritual disciplines, this ebook is for you. How do you get it? So what you need to do is go to my Instagram at It's Alicia Christine, click the link in my bio, and you'll see the link so it can download. Also, if you're interested in learning more about my story, you can find me at thedivinewomanhood.com.
Well, girl, thank you so much
You
for
blessed
plugging
us.
in with us
Yes.
today, being our guest on this show, talking about your amazing relationship goals and really helping the pluggers to really understand the healthy tips about relationship and where they are. I mean, what can we say, y'all? She did amazing.
Thank
Look,
Thank you.
I mean, girl,
Amazing.
thank you. Thank you.
Amazing.
Yes. Thank
We
you,
appreciate
thank you.
Yes.
Man, what an amazing guest that was on the show. I mean,
was
she
good.
shut it down.
Down.
Shut it down.
I mean, people thought I cussed when I said broke ass earlier. Boaz
You
is
did.
Boaz, broke
Right.
ass Brokaz.
AZ.
That's why I just want to make sure y'all know that as the viewers,
Help
because you
us.
don't want to meet his other cousin, cheap ass.
Ram.
And then yes, so let's get close as we get ready to close this show. Y'all know we always got to leave with a motivation for those who are continuing to watch and subscribing to the channel and watching on Facebook. This quote right here is
Okay, let me hear it.
fire. It says, "You don't have to see the whole staircase. Just take the first step." Martin Luther King Jr.
Come on.
Oh, wow.
That's good.
Just
Because sometimes
take the first step.
Sometimes you don't need to see everything. Just take a
That's
step. I
good.
hate when people are like, "Oh my God, but who gonna be there? Oh my God, but how many people we need to invite?" At the end of the day, as a mover and a shaker, sometimes you just gotta take the step. We would have never started this show
And
if we wanted to
leave.
see the whole
And
staircase.
leave.
That's real.
It's a lot of people taking the elevator, but they got to realize that
Step.
the staircase
Yeah.
Gonna get you
is
there.
really going to take you there, and you're going to
Yes.
learn a lot.
But you don't see
take
a lot
the
of,
scenic
you
route.
don't see a lot of people climbing them stairs though. Sometimes you don't see me taking the stairs. I got to look for the nearest elevator.
You ain't right. We talking about success right now.
Right. We not talking about
fat.
the bad
We ain't talking about
knees.
being fat.
We ain't talking about the bad knees
That's
and
right.
the stomach.
Don't talk about-
We talking, you know,
You
we
coulda
talking
just asked
about.
me.
And the stomach.
You're right. You're right.
I got bad knees.
But
I do. That's what
Listen,
I'm saying. We
take
ain't talking
your
about the
first
bad
step.
knees.
Right.
we said earlier in the beginning of the show about taking risks. Life is happening now.
Yes.
And now we're telling you at the end of the show, take that first step.
Yes.
The staircase may look like it's far up there, but as long as you continue to take each step one day
Yeah.
at a time, you're going to reach that place or that destiny that you see. So, don't get left out. Plug in.
Yeah.
Hey y'all, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on our page to Plug In Orlando because you don't want to get left out because you're going to plug it in.